it is the start of summer, and there are a lot of things going on in Rogers Park during the summer. Let's discuss some of them.
Certainly. Well, we have like 56 different streets in Rogers Park, and on some of these streets we have street fairs. We have festivals. Most recently, the people who do the Taste of Chicago did a little Taste of Rogers Park at Toohey Park. And that was really very interesting. We got to speak with the restaurant owners and interview them. We got to listen to the music. They had some Rogers Park musicians in there, bands and a DJ, and it was really a fantastic event. And I just wanted to thank the Department of Events in the City of Chicago for bringing the Taste of Rogers Park to Toohey Park. It was really, really cool, and everybody had a blast.
There were a lot of Chicago restaurants, and in addition to our local restaurants, including Urban Tables, Charmers Cafe, and also Badu Senegalese cuisine.
And there were some other ones. There was a hot dog place near DePaul University that was there that served gator dogs, and they served rattlesnake and something else. It was very interesting. Trudy and I went there before celebration. They had some gator dogs.
Yeah.
But I think I had a rattlesnake taco this time, and they didn't tell me what it was. I do believe I ate rattlesnake.
And yeah, it's Bill looks fine, and it's he didn't turn into a rattlesnake or anything.
It was delicious. It tasted like pulled pork. It had the consistency of like maybe pulled pork, and it was a delicious taco, I must say.
And there was a lot of local bands playing there. Funka Daisy.
Funka Daisy was there, and we know them from a long time ago. They used to hang out with us at the International Language Academy on Devon Avenue. And also
Prowlers.
The Hen House Prowlers. They've been around. They used to play at the Red Line Tap when that was still around, and they played a lot of the festivals. I believe they've also played the Glenwood Avenue Arts Festival, which is coming up in August, 2 days in August,
right.
which is another one we can talk about a little bit.
Okay, I think the dates are in the last week of August or so, the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I looked up the dates yesterday. I think it was like about the 22nd, 23rd, somewhere around there.
So the first day, the Friday, it's usually called the Cobblestone Jam, because it's only on Glenwood Avenue, and Glenwood has these cobblestone streets, these old cobblestone streets, which we love so much. And it's just like a little opening thing in the evening, I believe. But then the Saturday and the Sunday, usually during the air show, we have the Glenwood Avenue Arts Festival. The Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce has sponsored it in the past and sponsored the big stage. And it's a real cool mix of local small mom and pop shop businesses and restaurants, and then also musicians of all kinds, dancers and musicians, and they you can dance along with them, and
which we do.
Trudy likes to dance, so I dance. And also artists. So you've got artists like John Bambino over there every single year, and other local Rogers Park artists and citywide artists. They're candle makers. There are traditional arts. You've got the all kinds of
T-shirt
jewelry,
makers.
T-shirt makers, pottery. You name it, you can get your art there, and know that when you're going there, you're supporting our local artists, you're supporting our community, and it is the biggest festival we have in our community.
In Rogers Park. So if there are any artists out there that still want to participate, be sure to check out the Glenwood Avenue Arts Fest website.
Yes. It's a cool thing, and Alan Goldberg and team put that together many years ago, and so thank you to them as well. While we're on that subject, we can talk about the Artists of the Wall Festival.
Okay, there is something that I do want to mention about the Glenwood Avenue Arts Fest because every booth that is there it needs to have something to entertain the kids. So be sure to bring the kids along. It's on Glenwood and Morse, the intersections of Glenwood and Morse, and there is so much for families to do. And then there are little bowls all around for people to bring their dogs. The dogs drink the water and then get the treats. There are always complimentary treats for the dogs as well.
Those are all important aspects of the festival.
Yes. Okay, now Artists of the Wall.
Artists of the Wall Festival occurs every Father's Day weekend, and it's always a wonderful thing. Everybody, there's like this seawall, and it's to prevent erosion. Many years ago, there were graffiti tagging all over the wall, and so our community came up with a solution to parcel up this seawall up into squares, and there's 150 something squares maybe. There's a lot of squares, maybe more, and have a festival where you can win a prize for 3 different categories: kids, teens, adults, different kinds of things, and they have a theme every year. So it's really a nice thing because it's Father's Day weekend. You can spend it with the family. There's a music stage, and there's some other tents and things, activity tents, and it's been happening for so many years. And that one is put on by the Loyola Park Advisory Council, which is in charge of the advocating for Loyola Park to the Chicago Park District. And I've been a part of the Loyola Park Advisory Council, and I've been a part of the Artists of the Wall Festival team for several years. And I kind of stepped out to do some other things with the Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce, but they're still going. They're still doing it, and it's really a wonderful tradition in Rogers Park. Rain or shine, everyone's out there. And the cool thing about this is, when you have your square and you paint it, it's semi-permanent. It stays up for about a year until they whitewash the walls for the next year's Artists of the Wall Festival to give other people a chance. So while you're walking down Loyola Beach, you want to take a picture of those squares because they're very interesting. They're as diverse as our community. They're very colorful and very inspiring, actually. And they're going to be gone in a year, so you want to enjoy them while they're here. I enjoy them during the fall with the leaves coming down, and I think it's really nice.
Yes, I love walking with you along the wall and then taking photos of the art, and then also just enjoying the art.
Our old friend Craig Gernhardt, who recently passed, he was a photographer and videographer, and he published a magazine in Chicago. And what he did, the way he photographed or recorded the squares, is he was on his bike. He's a real bicyclist. And he would just have his video camera sideways, and he would just ride along the wall. And it would be a video, and it would capture all the squares. He'd ride slowly along, and he would capture all the squares like that. So I thought that was a really cool thing. And, Miss Craig, he's a real inspiration. He was a little bit of an antagonist in our neighborhood, but he had a heart of gold, and he did what he thought was best for the community always.
Yes, our community is really, really wonderful. We help each other out. We keep together, and then also we have an insect story to share with you as well.
Okay, are we talking about the bee or the moth?
The moth, the most recent one.
Okay. So I was walking over by the local auto and tire place on Rogers, and I just kind of like saw something out of the corner of my eye. I looked down, and there was this large moth, like huge portion of my hand moth, and so he's just he or she was just laying there, and I saw somebody coming, like they're going to walk past and possibly step on this beautiful creature. And so I put my hand down, and it came up on me, and then you know, we did a little photo shoot. We hung out for a little while, and the promiscuous, is that what it?
The proboscis.
Proboscis. Okay, the proboscis came out, and it just kind of like tasted my hand or something, or with his feet too.
I think it was giving you a little kiss with her tongue. the bee did that too. The bee will come later. Let's talk about the moth first.
Okay. Well, anyway, she was a beautiful moth. We did a photo shoot with her. I took her over to towards Jarvis Square, where she started fluttering her wings. She was on me, fluttering, going up to my shoulder, and eventually, whoop, gone. But I'm very happy that I was able to save one of our fragile creatures in Rogers Park that would have gotten stepped on. You know, if you take care of, you know, the most fragile creatures, you can handle the others.
Yes. And then about maybe a month or so ago, there was the little encounter that Bill had with the bumblebee.
Similar story. The bumblebee was on the ground, terribly exhausted, wanted to climb onto my boot, and so I put my hand down, and she climbed onto my finger, and it was a very cute bumblebee, hairy bumblebee, and I brought her over to meet Trudy, and then she fell asleep on my finger. She fell asleep on my finger because she was so
As we
tired.
were doing the video of her, because my speculation is that the last couple of days it was very windy, and there were also storms in other parts of the U.S. So she might have been carried by the upper level winds and then dropped down and landed in our neighborhood. But she was just too exhausted to do anything. She was just standing there on the sidewalk.
So she was on my finger, and you could tell she fell asleep. And then again with
then I asked Bill, no, maybe now after we took the video, it's time to maybe get her some food, some honey, and then Bill figured that he would go to our local cafe to ask for a little bit of honey.
So I went to the local cafe in Jarvis Square. It had a little outdoor seating area. I showed them. My friend said, my friend needs a little drop of honey. They said, no charge. And they gave me a little plastic spoon with one little drop of honey, and I put that down on my finger, and she tasted it.
No, you said that she smelled it, but she didn't actually consume any of it.
She put it right next to there, and then she kind of started crawling again and getting energy, and then off she went.
Same thing. She extended her proboscis, her little tongue, gave Bill a goodbye kiss, and then was strong enough to fly away.
I think it's great that we were able to help these two little creatures. It's not the most feather in your cap kind of project, but it was something that needed to be done. I felt it needed to be done. And it was really neat, and we got some great photos and videos, and I think we saved those two.
Yes, yeah, we will be sharing them on our local YouTube and our Facebook.
I do have the video on Bill Morton, Rogers Park YouTube channel, and you can check it out over there. Just look it up. You'll see.
Okay.
Sleeping Bee.
Mm-hmm. And then there was a very busy Father's Day weekend because the Taste of Chicago at Rogers Park was taking place at the same time as Artists of the Wall. I think even the bee was, the moth was close to around that time as well.
There's a lot going on in our neighborhood. We celebrated Juneteenth. There were all kinds of other events going on, and our local businesses were celebrating as well. And then we had Pride North. Mm-hmm. Most recently, we had Pride North along Glenwood Avenue, and it's the North Side's largest Pride Festival, which is totally packed, and as it usually is, and everybody was having a fun time with the DJ and dancing. Mm-hmm. It's cool.
Mm-hmm. And there is also what else is coming up soon? Well, there is the Glenwood Avenue Arts Festival.
In August. Mm-hmm.
And of course, there are, I think what happened with the Taste of Chicago coming to Rogers Park was on account of the NASCAR races in downtown, that they had to postpone the Taste of Chicago, and then instead of having it as a concentrated event, they moved it to the neighborhoods, and that was such a wonderful idea.
So there was a call. There was a call to action that we needed to have a Taste of Chicago, but they gave us smaller ones because we could not do the main Taste of Chicago due to it being pushed into the future from NASCAR. And we spoke with the city about it, the organizers of the Taste of Chicago, Taste of Rogers Park, and they said this was such a great outcome that they're considering doing it again in Rogers Park. It really was spectacular, and I would like to encourage the city and DK Chicago and everybody to come on back to Rogers Park and do it again. Partner with the Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce, and let's get this thing going.
There was, you go ahead. There's something
so
that I wanted to check.
You can reach the Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce at rogerspark.cc. That's the web address, www.rogerspark.cc, not .com, .cc. CC is for Chamber of Commerce, rogerspark.cc. And you can reach us at 773-850-0049. You can call anytime. We're always picking up the phone. And our email address is info@rogerspark.cc. If you go to our website, we have information on our upcoming, where we're partnered with the upcoming Level Up Job Fair. And when we have these different job fairs, we usually have monthly job fairs or partner with someone for monthly job fairs. The information is up there. We also, why don't you mention the event we just hosted?
Okay, you mean the Speakeasy Pride?
Yes.
Okay. Well, recently at the intersection of the neighborhoods of Rogers Park and Edgewater, at one of the businesses, we had a Speakeasy Pride event, and Bill was able to speak at that event.
It was wonderful. You spoke to. Don't
Yeah.
downplay your speech. But it was really great. It was a celebration of pride and love, equality, and inclusiveness. And in our neighborhoods of Rogers Park and Edgewater, near the Loyola, actually right inside of the Loyola campus, basically. And so it was really a wonderful event, and we had some musicians, and we had some party games, and we had a rapper, and then we said a few words.
Yeah, Bill did a very long speech, and he mentioned how important it is to help the LGBTQ community maintain the momentum in acquiring their rights, because then recently on the news there were these major corporations that stepped back their DEI efforts, their hiring teams, as a result of the pandemic. They were trying to get DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion into their hiring. But at least 5 or 6 major corporations have been cutting that out because they were getting pushback about it. So that was like one step forward and a half step back. It's very, very discouraging. But that just proves that there remains a lot of work to be done.
And I just wanted to think, there were actually 2 events. One was the day before Pride, and then the other one was like the week before.
Right.
Which we're both a part of. And I just wanted to thank Nikki Sage and her partner,
Alec,
and Alec, just for working so hard to put it together. They did every aspect of it: the promotion, the concept, the connecting to the venue, the sound. They also performed with dancers and all of this and singing. They really put their all in for these 2 events, and I just want to say thank you to Nikki and Alec.
They did a wonderful, wonderful job.
They really need a public thank you like this. Thank you, Nikki and Alec. I know you're watching.
Yes.
So, and then the one over on Clark Street that we have 5 minutes. So
Okay.
the one over by Clark Street with the IDES.
We had a JobLink Illinois workshop in which we helped the businesses apply it to be on the website to hire people, and then of course anybody that is out there who wants a job, make sure you create a profile on that on JobLink as well, so that you could access those jobs.
So you can look up JobLink, and the thing about it is, we were able to help small business owners get connected with JobLink so they can hire employees, preferably in the city of Chicago, even more preferably within Rogers Park. But we want to get people the jobs that they need so they can feed their families, so they can pay their rent on time, and so they can afford the transportation. I think that's the most important thing we can do, is help people get jobs and help our small businesses hire and find these job seekers. That's why we do our monthly job fairs, and we partner with CM and Robert on the
CM
Level Up,
Pasardi and Robert Farrell.
on the Level Up job fairs and the Hire a Refugee job fairs and all the different incarnations of that every month.
Yeah, we will also be having another workshop in August too. So keep your eye on the rogerspark.cc website for more information about that, because Bill and I work so hard to get jobs, help people with disabilities get jobs. And in our next workshop that is coming up, we will be teaching employers how to hire more easily and people with disabilities.
It's very important, and they always put veterans first, but we're going to work with people with disabilities, and we've worked with refugees communities before, and then we also work with people that are trying to find housing, and also all kinds of people in Chicago who are looking for jobs. We find all these opportunities for everybody, so we're including everybody in this process. Trying to stimulate our local economy, trying to get people hired and get people to be able to feed their families.
And housing is very important too. We get calls all the time asking about how to get affordable housing. Even recently, one of my coworkers wanted some housing to go to somewhere less expensive in Evanston, and luckily for us, we found someone that might have the place for her. So she will be very happy to, hopefully it works out for her.
And thank you again to Reverend Dr. Catherine Brown DTech, and thank you to CAN TV. Thank you to everyone who help us to do outreach, to reach the people in need and connect the organizations and the problem solvers with the people who need help. Thank you.
This is Community Unity Now. This is Bill Morton, President of the Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce, and I am Trudy Leong, Administrator of the Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week.